That uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars. Should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Good morning, everyone. WCS back on the Boulevard once again. Big shout out to those in the building. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know what the hell going on with that intro, but I'm definitely going to take care of that. And maybe it is a corrupted file, which y'all listen to, but it seems like it's having problems playing out the entire short intro. And yeah, it's good. It's good. Big shout out to everyone that's in the building, man. Let me check the Mr. Pass first is what the pass. So appreciate you pulling up first in the building this morning. Man, it's Wednesday already, man. Can you imagine if the week had more than 5 working days in it? For some people, they work all the time, but you could imagine if we had a different week where, the titles of the days was different, and it potentially put us at like a 10-day work week before we can actually get to the Saturday. It'd be crazy. I wonder who came up with this. I wonder who really put this simulation in here for us to work off, a structured week at a time that consists of hours in a day. You know what I'm saying? Naming these that way to the point where, Thursday mean you closer to Friday, and then people going to work Friday knowing they're about to get off for the weekend, those of you that have that type of job. But it's amazing. The topic of discussion today is, of course, something that's a bit off to the side than the usual. The reason I'm doing it because everybody's talking about the same thing. It's just you hear everybody's talking about the same thing. You get the same title descriptions. You get the same back and forth. A little twitch here, a little change up there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, look, they can do what they want. But just like they're talking about the same thing, I can talk about something else. So if you feel some type of way or feeling different about, what I'm talking about, it's not too much I care about when it comes down to it. Well, I appreciate you listening, though. If you're in the building, hit the like button. I appreciate you. We're going to talk about some very rampant in the YTC. And I'm gonna break it down as we get. It's not gonna be. It's just gonna be simple shit that me and you vibe to and say, damn, that shit make a lot of sense. My title is The Mental Health of Boxing Media. All right? That's very important to note because you have human beings. You have individuals that's taking time out their day These are days that consist of like that 24-hour clock, right? So whatever we do today, and we volunteer and do this, it's our action and that action alone. So every day is really not the same. It depending on what is initially going on with the sport of boxing, what's breaking news supposedly, what's something that's new and refreshing. It's hard to get some refreshing news when it comes to boxing media. Real talk. So I've been thinking about this, right? About this mental health in boxing media for quite some time. This is not the first time I actually spoke on it, but it's became even worse now when it comes to mental health. Mental health doesn't necessarily say, okay, well, I'm in control of what I do in my regular life, this, that, and the other. No, what you're doing on the YTC is what I'm talking about. The effort and energy that you put into the YTC boxing media is what I'm talking about. There's some mental health issues going on with individuals that are very, very anxious to stay relevant. Keyword relevant. Keyword relevant in the YTC. These individuals just so happen to speak on boxing as their primary sport of choice. Like I said, I don't have a problem with that, man. It is what it is. It's cool. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. What's good with it? Blunts in the building. James, salute to you. What's good? Toby Bartlett on deck, man. Shout out across the pond. This is something that's extremely important, man. And I'm going to tell you some shit to help you understand where I'm going with it. I've been on record as saying that, you know how people take shots at my channel all the time for the numbers, right? But any number that's higher value than 0 is something special. They're not going to look at it that way because they say, hey, WCS is trying to, be a smart ass, He's trying to exacerbate the entire situation. But he knows what we're talking about. I don't know, because the last time I checked, if you had $9,000 in your hand, you're doing very well. You know what I'm saying? Those of you that have been on YouTube for quite some time understand that the numbers don't add up. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying people don't get paid, well on YouTube. The money is not any issue of mine. My deal is the mental health issue of people that are trying to reach goals in their life, and it's affecting them on top of their shoulders. Mentally, it's affecting them because YouTube limits and restricts on how fast you can grow, especially when you're getting all that criterion content from the same remediated sources over and over and over again. It would be cool if you could just create your own content. I'm talking about shit that nobody's seen coming. And it happens on here. You know what I'm saying? They have to go to desperate measures. If they can't get the content, the boxing news that they want, and if that boxing news is not what people want to hear, what do? Create their own content, right? So that content becomes clickbait, so to speak, where they alter, you know what I'm saying? Or they sit up here and come up with something that's not absolutely the truth. They massage a little bit more into it. They give you the pseudology of false speech. They come up with information that don't make any sense, but give you the hint that it's still talking about the same thing. They're creating nonsense. They're creating false information. That's not creating your own content in what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that's quite different. You know what I'm saying? That you may be a scholar at. You may be very, very smart individual at. If YouTube allow you to build up something like that, and you got your creative minds together, then your channel, these channels on here may be able to grow a little bit faster. But when you have boxing content creators, they love to stick to boxing content. Every now and then they may talk about a basketball or football game, but that's just not on a consistent basis. So I thought it was important to talk about the bogus subscriber counts that people are basing their status quo off of on this YouTube. That is absolutely a mental health issue that's going on with these individuals that truly believe that YTC is the basis for a status quo in life with people that you never met. You believe that telling somebody about numbers of viewers really elevates you as a person, but you still got to go back to the same family, to the same people that you was involved with once you shut down the lives. So let's talk about some facts. Let's talk about some simple facts, right? Let's start with the infamous subscribers. Let's just give a take. I'll be nice because it's not true, but I'm gonna be nice. I gotta start off with a baseline. Let's just say you got 50. You earn 50 subscribers a month, because a lot of these channels out here, regardless of what numbers you think you have, they don't get 50 subscribers, new subscribers a month. All right. So let's say 50 subscribers a month. Okay. 50 subscribers a month times a total, let's just say a year, times 12 months. That equals 600. Split that in half, divided by 2 is 300, right? So you got 600 subscribers in a year. 50 per month, per year, you're looking at 600. Let's just take that 600 and give it a 10-year span. All right? No. Retirement for most, let's just say 30. Let's take that 600 and go towards 30. 30 freaking years. Okay? Let's do the 600 times 30 years. That comes up to 18,000 subscribers. 18,000 in 30 motherfucking years now. 18,000 subscribers. That's if you're averaging 50 subscribers a month. We times that times 30 years, y'all. It comes up to a measly 18,000. 18,000 in 30 years. Let's do another raw fact of reality of why a lot of these cats are mentally disturbed in the YTC when it comes to boxing media, because they're aimlessly trying to find the new information. So it's not as new as they want it to be. So they got to always put a spin on it, which, once again, I must reiterate, is clickbait. So let's do the hours. You know what I'm saying? I already gave you the number, right, of 18,000. Keep that number in your head. So we take 18,000. Let's go by the hours. So we subtract, let's subtract 8. Let's give or take. Let's just do 25 days, because sometimes, fight week, people do live streams on Saturdays and stuff because a fight week. So let's say 25. Let's give them 25 days a month. All right, actively streaming, and let's do 3 hours. No, we can't do that. We can't do that because most people go live more than that. Let's do 6 hours. 6 hours a day. So 6 hours a day, 25 days, it puts you at 150 for the month. 150 hours per the month, y'all. It puts you at 150 hours per month. If you take that towards an annual year, that gives you 1,800 hours. All right? 1,800 hours per that annual calendar. If you take that to 30 years, that gives you 54,000 hours. 54,000 hours. 54,000 hours trying to be the YTC hero. This is what I sit back and analyze sometimes. Like, that gives you 54,000 hours. So if you was to somehow look at the 18,000 subscribers, you know what I'm saying, and you take the amount of hours that you put on, and you basically factor that into the 18,000 subscribers that you pick up in a 30-year span, The hours doesn't add up with the amount of subscribers you get for the labor. It doesn't. It doesn't. That shit doesn't add up, y'all. You know, people are not really gonna pay attention to shit like that. But 54,000, you invested 54,000 hours to only get 18,000 with 18,000 subscribers. That's at 50 subscribers a month. So you basically give 10 years of your life away, putting in about 6 hours plus a day online, talking about boxing topics. Some are true, some are false. And then you take in consideration during that time that you spend, how many people have you built a bond with and severed a bond with. I just wanted to put that out. 54,000 hours, and then that's over 18,000 subscribers in a 30-year period. That's at 50 a month. That's nothing. That's peanuts, bro. That's pretty much peanuts. So let's get to some things, right? Get to some things. The mental health of boxing media. Let's talk about something that's extremely important that boxers talk about, combat sports, athletes talk about, celebrities talk about. Everybody that has a voice and a presence big enough to get the word out. A mental health disorder characterized by feelings of worry. Okay, worry. Because there's a lot of worrying that goes on this YTC. All right. Anxiety or fear that are strong enough to interfere with one's daily activity. Examples of anxiety disorders include panic attacks, obsessive compulsive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. All right. Symptoms, usually self-diagnosable, deals with stress, impact of the event, inability to set aside a worry, and restlessness. It's a lot that goes into that, because that encapsulates a lot of what goes on into the daily activities of the YTC when they talk about boxing talk. You're talking about stress that's out of proportion to the impact of the event. You have people on here losing their sanity over talking about boxers they never met. Not only we're talking about boxers that we never met, a lot of y'all, but we're talking about individuals that a lot of them do not attend fights on a regular basis to get that intimate to advocate for that fighter. So all they're advocating is coming from remote space. They're looking at it like, oh man, I can do this. It's just, the more and more I talk about certain things, the more knowledge, and the more I can rehearse it, the more it becomes familiar with me. So they start, going through all these hours upon hours talking about their favorite fighter. While talking about their favorite fighter, it takes a high level of stress, especially when you're trying to prove one of the most dominant status quo as being one of the top channels on YouTube based off arguments on the consistency. You're arguing on the consistency. Now, let me remind you all pretty much what I said previously about those individuals that are yelling and screaming, those individuals who are not with their girl at night and they're online talking to an audience, those individuals that call it some type of hard work. You know what I'm saying? To put in all these hours. I always say to myself, what matters more? Family or the YTC? Because it seems like for a lot of cats, family doesn't even exist anymore. Because you're not going to convince me that a lot of you cats out there are in a house big enough so you can be all the way on the other side on the West Wing and your family can't hear you yelling and screaming and trying to prove a point about boxing. And that your girl understands that, oh, that's just him being passionate. Well, shit. When you think that passion be sorted out and directed towards you, that's real life. Your relationship in real life, that's important. But this YTC shit, that's a lot of fakery that goes on YTC that's very, very stressful. The inability to set aside worry. A lot of individuals on here have the inability to let things go. They would try their best to find out different which ways on how to get traction and how to bring attention. That attention is usually negative attention. They will speak on a certain boxer, or, they have these apps and they have this software for you to sign up. And of course you have to pay. Don't let them fool you. It's a lot of areas out here that you can pay for that can help enhance your channel too. But what I'm saying is, you have individuals that has the inability to set aside a disagreement they had with somebody they never met. Once again, they never met. But that is driving them to continue to go on live. That is driving them to, while they're on live, they want to talk about those individuals. Those individuals can be either fighters or content creators, other content creators. It happens on a daily basis, right? So this is stress built up. Then it gets to a point, let's just say you're looking at your numbers. And as a human being, if we don't want to excel, that might seem a bit uncommon, especially if you put in all these hours, that 54,000 hours, in 30-year span. That's just a gimme. That's just approximate. But you want to compete, right? So how do you compete? You have to now distort the truth. Somehow, some way you got to distort the truth. You're stressing the fuck out. You're looking at the numbers. You want to get paid more money. You don't have any control of getting paid more money. You don't have total control in what goes on YouTube. You don't have control over your notifications going out. All you can do is the simple standard structure to make sure everything's in place, and you hope to God that people get your notifications. Then, if it was set up to your benefit, those individuals that tune in, YouTube will have it set up to the point where you can't listen to anybody's live unless you sub to the channel. You know what I'm saying? No one's not going to think like that or tell you that, but it's ways that YouTube has this set up to the point where you're going to have to continue to put money into programs and apps and find ways to pay them to get just a little more increment of success on your channel. That's just the facts of it. If they had it set up where you couldn't really watch anybody else's channel, you couldn't listen in unless you subscribe, then it would be a much more larger scale of subscribers being attached to your channel. The numbers will increase tremendously. And now we're talking about making some very solid revenue. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case, because these guys who are at the top of the food chain with these apps and these platforms, these social media platforms, people work for them. Their sense of thought, along with the team that they have, it's a lot of intelligence in one room. And they put that shit together so that they can make money. You make money second and third, but they're going to make money first. They're not going to make a platform for you to just benefit and break the code. No, hell no. What if YouTube just said, yeah, you can create a platform or create a channel on here for free, and you can get your channel monetized if you get this amount of subscribers. All right. What if they up the level of subscribers to 15,000? Would you still have this level of dedication from these damn boxing content creators? Would you still have that level of dedication for them to come on here and talk about it if the subscriber count had to be 15,000 and there's no way, shape, or form you could go out here and buy subscribers? That would change the game up. The level of dedication would absolutely pinch you a little bit different. Ah, shit, man, I'm stressed the fuck out. God damn, 15,000. What we at right now? We at 7,000. God damn. People will have a whole different mentality if it came down to you happen to have 15,000 subscribers to get monetized. What if YouTube said that was a monthly subscription just so you can have your channel? You had to pay a monthly subscription. What if that monthly subscription was $30 a month to maintain your channel? Would the level of dedication be much higher? Would it be still sincere? Or would y'all feel some type of way about them charging you to be a part of their platform? With your motivation to talk about boxing and argue with people and go through the depths of hell to sit up here and stress about shit that you can't change? I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. But look at those symptoms, y'all. Extremely important. Includes stress that's out of proportion to the impact of the event. Inability to set aside a worry and restlessness. There's no way no one gonna tell me that these cats that has the belief in their head that they're not restless. You know what I'm saying? They're not stressing themselves the fuck out to come in here and talk about some boxing news. Whether it's true or false, or whether it's fake or fiction, fake or reality. They don't care. They're restless about what the next thumbnail gonna be. They're restless about coming here, coming up with all these topics and building up their subscriber base. But you're always gonna put in more hours than the subscribers that you actually get. Now, am I expecting everybody to genuinely receive what I'm saying without a negative damn inner thought? No, that's outside my scope of concern. I don't care about that. I just know that you have curious people that will listen to what you say. And being that I told you YouTube don't have that structure where you have to subscribe to the channel in order to hear the audio, you have people that can listen in and hear what you got to say. And then they can sit up there and gripe and complain behind the scene. Cool. That's fine. That's fine. But once again, we need to understand what's an opinion and what's not. That's all. The inability to set aside a worry and restlessness. Hey man, that's just the way it is, bro. The self-care to this is pretty much a lot of what we see on this YouTube. And I'm not sitting up here pointing the finger at anybody. Do what you want. You're a grown ass adult. But the self-care of this restlessness and this stress and the mental health issue that's going on with these damn content creators on the YouTube trying to talk about boxing all the time and argue with people that really has no influence on how they came up as a child. Alcohol. Avoid alcohol. Reduce caffeine intake. Physical exercise. That means get off your ass and do some exercise in between these lives. Quit smoking. Relaxation techniques. Stress management. And a healthy diet. All of that sounds good for self-care. But when people are on here and they're investing a lot of hours, man, the time goes by so fast, dog. Damn. The time goes by so fast when you have a good live stream going on. When you cooking. When the topic of discussion is entertaining and conducive to the audience, time goes by 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's been people that it's been individuals that do 8 hours on the stream, 9 hours on the stream, 9 freaking hours, an entire work order, y'all, on live stream. I think it's important to talk about the mental health aspect of this because it's a lot of areas on this YTC that don't deal with boxing. It deals with the manner for which the subject is spoken on. We live in an environment, we already know we've been living long enough. We cognizantly understand, the right from wrong theory. So therefore, It's the behavior for which boxing is taught or spoken on, right? Boxing is a general conversation when it comes down at the end of the day. It's some general knowledge that we know when it comes to boxing. You know, you pay attention to the certain sites you want to retrieve the information, and you pretty much know and get a gist of what that boxer's going through, his entire travels. You know what I'm saying? What he did last year, what he did before that. You know, knowing his last 5 opponents by heart. You know, you got that on recall memory. But the problem is the behavior for which you speak on that content. The behavior brings on the stress. Your thought process, that thought process that you have brings on the stress, the restlessness. You know what I'm saying? It brings on a lot of areas that affect you in your real fucking life. And people don't want to really accept it. You can talk about boxing all day long, but you have individuals that's going to disagree with you. The disagreement brings on added fucking stress. You can't sit up here and flip the switch on this damn social media, and then when you cut the mic off, that same body, your blood pressure went up. You know what I'm saying? You got like a slight headache. You're not feeling your best because you just put emphasis into something that gets you into that mode, that motivation to be driven, to be forceful. You want to prove a point. You want to win a debate. That's some crazy mental health shit that goes on the YTC, and you voluntarily sign up for this shit. You voluntarily put yourself in a position to entertain debates, to entertain proving a point. That's what we want to do. As people, as adults, we want to prove a point. We want to continue to remediate and educate ourselves. Well, some of us just want to stick to what we choose to talk about without any further education from anybody else. But when it comes to the enhancement of stress levels on this YTC and the negativity of the debates. Those debates can be on the panel. Those debates can be whatever, however. It can be a debate. It can be considered an argument. It can be all of that. But think about this. These are considered boxing fucking topics that's ruining people's brain cells. They are voluntarily signing them up for the YTC Boxing Asylum. Do you look at the history? Do you go in some of these channels, right? And just see how they life play out with the titles that they got up there? A lot of this shit is the same stuff over and over again, but they putting in more and more hours talking about the same shit over and over again. I have been on record as talking about topics that people may consider similar. You know what I'm saying? I've been on record, but not on a level where I can say that it was stressing me the fuck out. I was putting in an extensive amount of hours because it was just bothering me. I was restless. I couldn't stay quiet. I had to get on the mic. I had to say this. I had to say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about throughout an annual calendar, y'all. 30 years, 50 subscribers a month for a measly 18,000 subs in 30 years. But yet your hour rate is like 54,000 hours. 54,000 hours. It's just not like you getting a sub every minute. Nor do you know these subs that's supposedly be increasing these numbers. Some of the biggest channel out here, they're not sitting at 500,000. And they've put in way more than 54,000 hours, and they haven't even been 30 years yet. This is such a nesting bed, man, for mental health. People don't even want to speak on it. It's cats on here that's so stubborn that they know this YouTube shit affect them in their daily lives, but they'll continue to get back on here because they put a lot of their interest and dedication to build up a fan base, to become popular, to have people tune in and to think there's somebody on the hierarchy. I don't know where that hierarchy at now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where that hierarchy at now. I mean, when you want to talk about elevating to another height in your everyday life, I mean, you can stand on a matchbox at the end of the day. It's going to make you look a little bit taller. You know what I'm saying? You can get a footstool and stand on it. You know, when you step off that motherfucker, you going back to the same height you was before you stepped up there. I don't know where the hierarchy, when it comes to people's mental sense of thinking, I don't see where this YouTube hierarchy has them just, I'm talking about in a deep fog of dysfunctionality. Like, they really believe the YTC status exists in life. You know, they really believe this shit exists in life. You hear grown fucking men talking about numbers on a channel. But everyday life, when you file your taxes, the only thing that you're putting on your taxes, if you have a monetized channel and you have that, those taxes you got to pay on the money that you earn. That's after YouTube take their 30%. You got to file taxes. They don't give you a tax write-off or tax deduction on the amount of subscribers you got. They don't give you anything extra on tax season. When you walk into a store and you tell the clerk you have a military discount, you in the military, they have a military discount, they tell you, yeah. They tell you if it's 10%, 20%, whatever. You go out there to the same cashier and say, I have a YouTube channel. What's the discount? They're just going to start laughing. When you go to a restaurant and you're about to have a nice meal, when the ticket comes, they say, hey, do you have a YouTube discount? That don't exist. The only reason I'm saying this is because people are so quick to believe that the YTC in their mental state of mind, they believe that the YTC is bigger than life. At the end of the day, they believe these damn fabricated artificial intelligent numbers that they have up here is something that's going to benefit them. They talk about what's done happened in the last 5 years. But you look at their channels, these guys are raving. These guys are raving over the minuscule amount of subs that you've gotten over the last 5 years. Like it's totally changed your life. Things that change your life is like, I don't have to work as hard as I had to yesterday. In my opinion, like things that really change your life. Okay, I don't have to work as hard as I did yesterday. That's life changing. Life changing isn't, oh yeah, hey, I just want to tell everybody, we've reached a total of 10,000 subs, baby. Yeah, 10,000 subs. How does that change you though? How does that change your life forever? In your mental thought, like in this mental thought that you have for the content creators, how does that change everything up for you? When you talk about boxing topics and you got 10,000 subs, does that really provide you with any more traction? Or does that elevate your channel in the algorithm? It's a lot of in-between corners that you have to take to get people to view your channel and to make that extra money. And like I said before, WCS will tell you simply, if the channel has, in your own foggy mind and your state of mental dilapidation, if you feel that those subscribers have changed your life, then let's see what happens when you don't participate in live streams for just an entire week. Nothing. That ain't life changing, because those same individuals that supporting your channel is not 10,000 subscribers that supposedly is depicted on your channel count. It's not the facts. If that was the case, you have a whole lot of wealthy people on here. And if I'm that wealthy, right, and I have 10,000 subscribers, and I'm able to do a live, let's say I do a live, I have 10,000 subscribers, and I found out through the analytics and everything else that I've, did, I found out that all my 10,000 subscribers donate to my channel each and every time I go live, right? They donate. They understand that I'm wealthy, but they still donate. All right. My 10,000 subscribers donate every time I go live. Now, do you think that your mental state will be a bit more in a healthier state? You know what I'm saying? Your mentality about this YouTube. If 10,000 of your subscribers donated every time you went live, your income would be through the roof, right? And with wealth comes what? It's going to bring on absence from this shit, because now you set the tone and you have a loyal following, and they're willing to donate to you on a consistency. So you don't have to be on here all the time. But that is not the case. That is not the fucking case, man. That ain't it, y'all. It don't matter how big of a cult that you build on this YTC. It's some mental health issues going on in this boxing community. And it's people out here that don't want to address that shit. Because you can't sit up here and be mad and mad and mad and mad. This shit you talking and this so-called, when they try to bring up the YTBC, I shut that shit down immediately. There's no such thing as the YTBC. There's no such thing as the YouTube boxing community, because in order for you to have to have a community, you have to have camaraderie. You have to have esprit de corps. You have to have something that brings people together. Yeah, people say, well, community can just be a group of people. They really don't have to be together. I'm speaking for me. For this so-called fabricated union on the YTC. You have individuals that are stressed out, trying to come up, trying to read, trying to research. They're not even getting college credits. It's dudes on here that don't even have an advanced education. They wouldn't even put this time to say, let me leave YouTube, right, so I can work towards a retirement. Let me get a college degree so I can get a trade, so I can go out here and get something to help me in my real daily life. So when it comes time for me in my 50s, like they always talk about WCS, how old I am. Well, you get in your 40s, your late 40s and 50s, you can retire and shit. Yeah, I'm going to keep on slapping you in the face with it. Because a lot of you dudes have taken the opportunity to say, this is where I'm going to be for the next 10 to 15 years. I'm going to be putting in those hours that you talked about, WCS. I'm putting in all those hours, and my subscriber count, even though it doesn't come close to matching up to the amount of hours that I'm investing in this YouTube shit, I'm going to continue to do it. Now, you take those same individuals and tell them to go work somewhere for that amount of hours, and you'll be rich. And you will have a job with benefits. They'll say, fuck that, man. That's too much work. They like, fuck that, man. Let me remind you of what I said a ways ago about the YTC. The YTC in people's mind is like the Potemkin village. All right, go look at the Potemkin village that they built this for Catherine the Great to go through, and it deals, everything is in there is fake. It's almost walking through traveling through a doll line, a doll town. Everything in there, it looks like people, but it's all made up of dolls and mannequins. to give you the setting as if, real people existed, but it's all fabricated. Look up the Potemkin Village. That is that's just a bit of how I see, the YTC in a sense. Even though it has real people, the way they treat it, it's all fake. Because you have no control over none of this shit. You have no control over the YTC, bro. All the arguing and debating that you're doing and stressing yourself the fuck out and trying to prove to people that just because you have a microphone, the status quo involves. Like, I hear grown ass men all the time to say, hey, look at your channel. You ain't got shit on your channel. Your channel ain't shit. Your channel ain't this. Your channel ain't that. And the same thought always come back to me. It's like, how much benefits and healthcare do you get off the YTC? Where's your healthcare plan? Yeah, you may be making some money to pay for healthcare in your real life, but where's the healthcare benefit for the YTC though? Let me get to what they saying over here in the chat right quick. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, some more. Salute to you, Bruce. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out to Captain Chaos, the Wild Dog on deck. Salute to you, brother. Bruce say, this is my life. See, look, Bruce, you're not included in this conversation, bro. You're not included. This is not in your direction. This is not something that's projected for you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to True Media Today, USA Boxing. Shout out to Coach Malachi. Salute to you, brother. Don Dada on deck. What's good, Don Dada? What I'm trying to say is, it's a lot that we have free play to do what we want to do on here. But also, I've been in conversations and also debates, and I'm just not conversing on YouTube. I'm talking about on Facebook channels and other chats that goes on. You talk to people, and the way they look at life is, they feel like whatever you have accomplished on your YouTube setting, it validates who you are as a person. The YouTube channel don't validate your character. Somebody can have all the subscribers in the world, can be a total asshole in real life, period. They can be an absolute scumbag in real life. But their claim to fame can be the subscribers and the viewership they have on this channel. YouTube, at the end of the day, benefits off the amount of labor that all of us put in to this freaking, this platform. They benefit first. They benefit first. And there will always be people that feel some type of way when you speak up about it. But I feel it's very important to speak about the mental health of boxing media, because just like boxing, it's an unregulated sport, and it's one of the only sports that has to come up with storylines to tease. It's always magic. You know what I'm saying? It's always trickery and shit. They have to come up with this, diversion over here with this fighter fighting that. Really, he's fighting this other fighter, but that's in the works. So we really can't put attention on that fighter that he's really going to fight. But we're going to give the fight fans a deflection first. Let's get them entirely focused on something all the way to the left. But really, what's going on to the right is what's going to matter coming down the line. Oh yeah, I see them out there. They want this fighter to fight that fighter, but no, he's going to fight the other fighter. Even though both of these fighters are considered a higher tier on the elite side of the house and on the pound for pound list, no, we're going to get them to fight this other fighter while they can continue to talk about it. They don't care what's going on in our lives. The fact that they continue to hypnotize motherfuckers and have you up here dreaming and wishing. Just think about how the attitude was when we was leaving 2022, heading to 2023. The attitude was, we just can't wait for the next year. Please. The deity of it. They was trying to find some type of principle to go into the year 2023 and hope boxing had a new attitude. They was gonna see all the hard work we was putting in, and they was gonna, hey, give them what they want, man. They've been putting in some work, man. Stop fucking with them like that. Man, we don't give a fuck about them YouTube channels, man. We're going to do what we want to do. But, man, you know they want Spence Crawford, man. You know they want to. Man, like I said, I don't give a fuck. Who are we answering to? Who we answer to? Nobody. Who he answer to? Nobody. Is the sport regulated? No. Oh, it's a whole lot of no's, huh? Okay, then. You're talking about an unregulated sport, but you want regulated content. And that's why a lot of these cats on here, they don't care, because they're speaking on a sport that's unregulated. So they feel that they can lie on the sport, because a lot of things that happen in boxing that people don't agree with. So they say, man, why can't I lie on the sport too? The sport lie to us. The sport continue to deceive us. So why can't I lie on that shit too? I'm making money off lying on the sport. Maybe that wholesome. If you got to fabricate titles just to get attention to your channel, that's a mental problem right there. That don't have nothing to do with any type of damn intelligence or anything. That becomes a mental type of fatigue, you know what I'm saying, that you have to deal with on a regular basis. That's just another mental payload that you have to deal with, because you have to constantly come up with information that brings or piques people's attention and uses that's controversy. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to the boxer, they tune in to shit like this, and they reading it. They say, what the fuck are these motherfuckers talking about? See that shit? Where did they get that from? Who said that? Where did they get that? You know, it's just always questions. Like you look at a channel called the Boxing Matrix. The Boxing Matrix has about Crawford Spence, and it's 0.5 million views, right? And it's just a compilation of someone narrating different clips of Crawford and Spence, and what they're trying to do is just consolidate an entire audio visual to the fight fans on, you know, will we get these fighters in the ring? Will we be able to see it? Will the fight ever be made? You know, one of the best fights that can be made right now. Why is the best fight? With all the compilation, all the clips together and everything. They're telling you, man, this is why these two guys are the best in the welterweight division. They're two of the best in boxing. That's why they need to fight. And it's a damn good video too, man. It's a damn good video. It's sitting at 2.5 million views. Now you tell me of all the hours that is put into this Asylum, if someone's seen this video, why don't they make a video somewhat similar and get paid off that video? All you got to do is take a little bit of time off, you know, look at that video and say, okay, that's a pretty damn good video. It's gained 2.5 million views. Let me look at this shit, make a video, and see what happened. But that video is positivity, though. They're basically being neutral and talking about both fighters. As in the YTC, it's always a bit one-sided. It's heavy on one side of the favoritism. And once again, I repeat, because people love scrutinizing your words and shit. I have talked heavy about certain fighters that I support favorably. I have spoken heavy. But my point when I talk about mental health in this boxing media is individuals that they can't take a step back from this shit because they're constantly coming up with information that really isn't online with what boxing has going on. Like every freaking topic that they hear, it has to be somehow, some way manipulated. There's no grace in that shit. I'm just being honest for my own opinion. There's no grace in that. The amount of stress that you have to put in constantly talking shit about a fighter, because a lot of y'all don't even tend to fight and you don't have to deal with these fighters. That is stress upon stress upon stress upon stress. You may denounce it as being mental illness, but you do this shit every freaking day. Every day you're coming here talking about another human being, and hopefully your audience don't become complacent, bored out their fucking mind, and they just leave you. That's what you hoping. You hoping if they tune in long enough, something special happen. It's never gonna happen, bro. It's never gonna fucking happen. You're mentally deranged, coming here talking and bragging about having 150, 200, 300 people in the chat like that's gonna take you to the promised land in your civilian life. It's not gonna do shit, dog. It might provide you a little bit more income. You know what I'm saying? It might provide you a little bit more income. And listen, Scotty is not worried about what you're making. This is about your mental health and how you grown ass adults sit up here and believe that you're going to do this shit for the next 5 to 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. When are you going to retire from YouTube, bro? When? What is your retirement plan for YouTube? You think you're gonna be yelling and screaming up here to my? I remember, man. Shit, man, back in 2020. Let me see. I was here before the pandemic. 2020. Oh man, let's just go back to 2017, man. I remember. Baby, can you come put some liniment on my shoulder? I just can't talk into the mic like I used to, baby. Yeah, put some liniment behind my neck on my shoulder buster. Ooh, wee. I like that warm liniment. Damn, that shit stinks. Still stink. But goddamn it worked for the masses, man. And what are you gonna do? You gonna be in your 60s on this bitch? Going hard? Listen, bro. Let's do some topics. Let's go through some titles. You know what I'm saying? This is the boxing hocus pocus, man. This is what drives the content creators insane. And there's no way that you can live this life on the YTC. And look, once again, I have to remediate. I have to repeat this. I'm not mentioning anybody's names. This is just a general live. So if you get mad at what I'm saying, it's not something I care about. If you get mad at me for me speaking my opinion, just like y'all speak y'all opinion all the time, then something's wrong with you. You're just feeding into what I'm saying. You got a mental problem. If everything, if I can come in here and speak about the behavior of some of you dudes, if I'm not mentioning names, then why would you take ownership? Don't take possession of shit that it wasn't given to you. That's the only way I can help you out with your mental reception of what I'm speaking on. If I didn't hand that shit to you and say, here, I call your name, I'm speaking to you. Don't take possession of the shit. Let's talk about some of these damn titles, bro. Some channels talk about more than one or two fighters. You know what I'm saying? They talk about general topics. The ones who talk about the general topics, they can succeed. They have to get their audience conditioned enough to know that they're going to talk about general topics. And also, channels, in my opinion, of individuals that come on, show their face, would generate more attraction and attention because people like to see you. They like to see you. They like to see your expression. They like to be able to connect with you visually than people that's behind the logo. That's just the way it is. That's not gonna urge me to be online like that. I come on whenever I feel like it. But let's talk about some of this shit. You had titles like Terrence Crawford, Fake Love to Diss Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? And if some of these topics are off your channel, these are your topics. I'm just saying as far as how this shit continue to resonate in the YTC community. All right. It's just so many topics up here. The words disrespected. You know what I'm saying? It's always disrespected. You know, so-and-so get disrespected by the fighter that they don't like. It's always something negative. You know what I'm saying? Exposed. You hear exposed the fucking lot. You know what I'm saying? Debunked. Debunked doesn't give you that stinging value like it used to. Oh, this has been debunked. They use it up so much that they have to let the shit stay on the shelf now so it can build up and bring it back on maybe 2 years from now. With some people, you know, new casual boxing fans now attend YTC. What's this word debunked? Why they use that so much? Oh, it's nothing new, man. They used to use that shit 3 years ago, man. They used the shit, stepped on it so much they had to put it on the motherfucking shelf and let it damn build its life up again before they start using it. Crawford lies on Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to some other. I'm about to channels right quick, right? I'm about to go through some channels right quick and kind of give you the gist of why certain individuals would be stressed the fuck out and trying to come over here and talk negative every single time they go live on a fighter. That shit is incredible, bro. You got to be negative every time that you going live. You got your mental blade, man, is dull right now. You going with it. And then if you decide to damn feel some type of, you know what I'm saying? You have fragile sanity right now. Your sanity is fragile. I want to take you through some topics right quick, man. This shit, I can't make this up. Hold on for a second. Hold up. You have somebody say, okay, for instance, when we had the dates coming out about certain two fighters is going to fight, the shit never happened. It was a lie. In real life, your family hold you accountable for being a liar. This is no different on here. It's people, families and relatives that got involved that really pay attention to boxing too and say, damn, so-and-so just goes on there and lie. You know what I'm saying? So you look at the word drama, you know what I'm saying? And you put in a certain name. It's always a certain fighter that's going to be at the forefront and the target of a blunt force criticism. Deontay Wilder was that guy when he was undefeated. And they was trying to say that he wasn't shit unless he fight Anthony Joshua. He was that dude. He took a lot of freaking criticism, bro. He took a whole hell of a lot of criticism. He was that guy until he started showing people that this is who I am. And he fought Tyson Fury, who was considered the one of the top two heavyweights at that time. And they fought a trilogy, and the rest is history. You have this word called duck. Duck isn't going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? To duck someone is to basically lower your height, to step underneath something. You know what I'm saying? People use it as slang terminology to avoid, especially in boxing. The term has been exhausted to its final threads, man. It's been beat down. It's been killed, murdered, all that shit. And people continue to use the word duck, which it really don't make any sense. It just feels good when certain people say it. You know what I'm saying? If you see a certain situation on one side of the street, you walking and you choose to cross the street to the other side, It's all he ducked. He ducked. He didn't want to stay on the same side of the street because he didn't feel comfortable. He didn't feel safe. He ducked. That shit don't change for real. You hear shit like shocker. Shocker's a good one. You know what I'm saying? Shocker. This so-and-so boxer's in trouble. You know what I'm saying? They always use the word revealed, and then they'll come with a fake ass topic. Ain't shit revealed. It's just them lying again. Bud fans, you know, they liars. They're the worst Bud. I've been on top of saying shit. Spence fans are the worst fans in boxing. I did it, but I'm just going through. This is what I'm talking about. You know, they talking about Bud Crawford fans lying. What else you'll see out here? Besides duck, joke. They'll put something on there. You know, this fighter fighting that fighter is a joke. They'll put all these damn titles up there, and none of them that look on a consistent basis are fucking positive, bro. None of them. You rarely hear great, good, excited. You don't hear those words, man. You hear jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? You hear a fighter that you thought that was gonna fight somebody else. Oh, well, so should move on to the next fighter because the other fighter's a duck. Uh-oh. Are we really trying to get grown-ass adults? We're assuming our audience is above 18 years old. Now, if we have to get people to pay attention to putting uh-oh on the front of a freaking title every damn near 5 to 10 times a week just to get people to give you a view, I don't know, man. This shit is just crazy to me. That's just, it drives home to the mental deficiency that goes on YouTube. Even with some of the damn listeners in some of these channels, you allowing these hosts to lie to your ass. You know it's a lie. You know they sitting up here talking shit about the same fighter, and you want to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? You just want to sit there and listen to it. They want to be lied to. You know what I'm saying? These people want to be lied to. But it takes an even stronger person to say, you know what? I'm not going to stoop down that low to say, yep, they doing good views off that shit. So I need to really up my thumbnails and I need to get my title. I need to come on, cut the camera. I don't care what anybody else do, but that's not a sense of urgency for me. I just tell people all the time, that's not a sense of urgency, bro. Like, to sit up here and act like I'm talking to grown ass adults, but I have to put catchwords, catchphrases, you know what I'm saying, to get people to say, oh, what happened? What happened? Oh, that's so-and-so channel. I know they used to put fake ass news out, but what they talking about now? They put uh-oh in there. Breaking, shocking. Ooh, wow. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about grown ass adults, man. That most of us have the basic education of high school. We've held down jobs. We've held down jobs in our life. I'm telling you, YouTube, man, it doesn't establish your status quo. It just allows you an opportunity to pretend like you're more important than you truly are on a social media platform. Not your civilian life, on a social media platform. And I commend those who have their work ethic. But those of you that's putting in this same amount of hours, right? Overly exerting yourself, stressing the fuck out, complaining, whining, arguing, trying to stab motherfuckers in the back. You could have very well been putting that work into a job that's going to give you a legitimate retirement plan. That's all I'm saying, shawty. I know people don't want to hear it, but you know, that's the way it goes when you have the opportunity and you're in possession of your own mic and platform. You can talk whatever shit you look. If like, once again, if you feel I'm talking directly to you, that's your problem. If you put shit out public records, just like people can critique my shit. That is one of the alternatives you have, man. If you want to place your attention and critique, you have the option. Just like you put public shit out, it's public record. I'm not freaking downplaying nobody's shit, man. I'm not going on here saying, well, I'm not. But I had an individual yesterday get mad because what I said about Lomachenko. I'm putting out there like, listen, in America, just because you went to combat, people don't sit up here and say, oh, you a hero, you a hero, you a hero. So just because I was born a U.S. citizen and I experienced the shit, you trying to tell me what I can't speak about because I'm speaking about one of your favorite fighters? So y'all will drop me some shit in the DM and saying I'm disrespecting what he did, man. Y'all disrespect them veterans all the fucking time. You don't want to hear what they did, what they sacrificed. They served their country, what they had to go through. I had a motherfucker on here tell me, you need to stop talking about retirement. Nigga, I earned it. I earned it, so I'm going to talk about it. It's funny how, you know, the mental state of these niggas that want to continue to build up their profile on YouTube, but yet they'll tell you to stop talking about retirement. Nobody want to hear it. But yet they're continuing to put in hours late into their 40s and 50s and 60s because they need it. But they'll tell you, you went and served the country and you put in the work, and that's supposed to be a lower value than YouTube. Dude, you're mentally disturbed. You're deranged. You trying to tell me something I earned I can't talk about? But yet you can get on here and talk about how many subs people have and how many views they doing. Who's okay? I'm talking about something real life to benefit me. I can go to the doctor whenever I feel like it. I don't have to worry about fucking co-pays. I treat people with as much common decency as they supposed to be treated. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. But you got dudes that talk about your channel and they don't understand why I'm saying the mental health, bro. You actually believe there's a pecking order on this YouTube shit. It ain't no fucking pecking order. You can have 500 fucking subs, bro. That don't mean a motherfucker gonna bow to you when they see you. Oh, that's so-and-so. Oh, shit. Now, some of them cats, if they was more like the Paul brothers and you was doing some promotional shit, or you was inside, you was fighting on TV, or you was doing something much more larger scale, people would be like, hey, that's so-and-so. I would even go up and say, hey, man, I appreciate what you're doing. I've never been a jealous person in my life. Never. God will attest to that. I've never had a jealous bone in my body. People had more than me, and I say, hey, man, that's good shit. Your shit. You know, they get a new car, they get a house. Hey, man, that shit's nice, this, that, and the other. But when it came to me and how I was moving, I ain't get the same in return, dog. I ain't get the same. I don't flaunt my shit. But I'm just letting y'all individuals know, like, yes, it would be nice to ask for super chats all the time for my channel. But the ones who support the channel, man, they do it on their own free will, bro. I'm not mentally vested in this shit to go at somebody every single time that they mention my name. For what? I hear you talking out there. For what? What you think you're gonna in one sense say, you know, in your deranged mental asylum, you're gonna damn talk shit about me, right? It ain't shit. My channel ain't shit, right? But then you turn right around and give me attention like my channel is the shit. So which one is it? And then you do lies and you mention my name after you said my channel wasn't shit. So you continue to give me that attention. And then you'll have, you know, those people that drop me links and say, hey, so-and-so, this is what's going on. And I don't mind. If they're my best interest to let me know, say, hey, so-and-so's talking shit about you. If my whole intent was to build up my subscribers off controversy, I would have no problem putting invested time on other people. But you have to look at it. These individuals, they might say your shit is small, but and they're deranged. I mean, I'm talking about their deranged mental state of thinking. They're just plotting on trying to come up with ways so they can get you to react every time they mention your name to get your channel taken down. That is mental illness right there. You want to plot on something that's not going to gain you any more value in life, dog. I'm telling you, they just want to fill out paperwork, bro. Man, shout out to Captain Chaos, man, with the $10 super chat. Much appreciated. Wild dog in the building. If you can't see straight, you got no hairline, your bottom lip hits the floor, and you wear sports bras every day, and you yell at the computer, you want to fight, you crazy, straight Looney Tunes, you drive the short bus. Man, you ain't lied on that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that super chat. You know who you are, man. We're not even gonna give him any play today. But just know this. You know, I heard what all that stuff you was saying. You know what I'm saying, on your damn podcast. You see, I didn't respond. You don't have that immediate. You don't have that type of damn clickbait switch when it comes to me just because you mentioned my name. Man, nobody cares. Continue to do you, bro. We walk around in civilian life different, bro. That's all. You know what I'm saying? We different in life, man. Travis on deck, what's good with you, bro? Mr. Dixon, salute to you. Everybody's on deck. And once again, shout out to Mr. Captain Chaos. You know, Ed in the building. Thanks for the super chat, my brother. But I think it's one of those terms that people overlook, because I can do a live stream on the mental health of boxing media and how deceptive it is and how stressful it is and how disappointing. Everything that deals with mental health in real life, it goes on the YTC. It really does. People trying to come up with plans on how to get your channel taken down. You know, coming up with plans really on how to steal from you, to remove you, you know, from the situation, like it's going to benefit them. Jealousy. There's a lot of that goes on the YTC. A lot of jealousy. I have no problem if I know a person. Look, my expectations are very low when it comes to people in general, especially if I don't know you like that. So you have no expectations, no disappointment. You feel me? That's what you got to walk through. No expectations, no disappointment. Don't expect people to do for you. People will be one way 1 minute, and then somehow they'll get some change and feel some type of way about you the next. And it's not the way they felt about you before. It happens all the time on this shit. Don't depend on nobody to do shit for you. That's why people tell you point blank. People tell you some shit like, hey, man, I appreciate what you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I send motherfucking support to the Cash App. I send people shit to the Cash App because I know they're going to get that money. But some people, they like to put super chats up on chats. They feel that that's what they need to do. I get it, but I don't need to be seen. I just want that person to know, hey, man, I was supporting you, or her, I was supporting you. You put your Cash App up there, and I gave you the support. I don't have to be seen, because if I got to be seen, that means it ain't genuine. Like, oh, man, so-and-so support. Yeah, it helps out with your channel, but, you know, if the host is really that dude or really her or whatever, you just say, hey, appreciate that Cash App donation, like a lot of channels do. Appreciate that Cash App donation from so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for that Cash App donation from so-and-so. Da-da-da. You give them love. You know what I'm saying? I'm not up here browbeating my listeners. Hey, God damn it. If you're going to come down the chimney, make sure you shower up before you walk on my carpet. You got all that black shit on you, and I got this goddamn Persian carpet in here now. I'm serious, bro. My whole purpose for doing this shit on this Wednesday was just because the shit is out of control in the asylum. It's a lot of people that's going around here believing that there's a hierarchy, a chain of command, a pecking order just because you have a certain amount of subscribers. That's not it. That's never going to be it with me, so to speak. Seriously, that haven't stopped me with the amount of subscribers. I've been in several fights. I've covered amateur. I've built my catalog off me getting my ass up and going out there and doing what I got to do. If the people don't respect it and they busy want to talk about my numbers, that's you. But I've met people face to face that I never thought I'd meet in life, man. I never thought I'd meet boxing legends that I used to see growing up fighting on TV in their prime. I met them in person, bro. I met these legends in person. To me, that's everything. So when people look at videos, oh man, that video didn't do this, this, and that. Some channels are never gonna get those type of views, man. You know, I'm not all about the gimmicks. I'm not wearing no extra shit and hopping around and doing all. I'm not doing that shit, bro. I'm not really investing in saying, you know, in order for me to satisfy these people who saying I don't have 10,000 subs, I need to go out here and buy my subs and continue to build up. It don't fucking matter, bro. Let me show you a perfect example, right? Let me, I always like to, let's go over to this channel right here. All right, let's go over this channel right here. The Boxing Voice. Shout out to Ness and Danny. Ness, you know, the pioneer that was low crawling to get this shit off the ground, right? I actually covered some fights and fight camps with Ness. Shout out to him. But they're on a whole nother level right now. I always use them as an example because he was once considered to be in this community. He has 164,000 subs, bro. Right? But he's on a different level. He has a team with him now. But he just has 164,000 subs. Now, to anybody listening, they say, well, you know, you don't even have 10,000. That's not my point for mentioning it. I'm telling you, they're on a whole nother level, man. They have budget. They have teams. They have PR. They have individuals that go out here and do the legwork for them. And it's not like they sitting at 1 million subs already. They did this before they even got the damn 150,000 subs. And y'all cats on here worrying about your subs just because you 30,000, 40,000, 60,000. No. Where does it come in? What's your growth? Where's your growth ceiling? I mean, your growth at when it comes to how high you can go. How high can you go? Oh, are we gonna be seeing y'all do the same shit? You ain't gonna see me on here like 10 years from now. You know, the older you get, the less you can goddamn come on this motherfucker and talk that shit. That's just life. But my whole point is, how you gonna grow? You know what I'm saying? How the fuck are you gonna grow outside of this little community where you have to deal with the same people over and over and over and over and over, and hashtag after hashtag, and that hashtag shit on the end of your title? Cool. I don't have no problem with it. Cool. Do what you got to do, bro. It's going to be 1,000 more people come out with hashtags and try to build a group. Cool. Okay. But once again, never forget, I say we supposed to be grown ass adults now. And we got grown ass adults up here arguing over whose hashtag is better than the next. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, y'all have mental issues going on out here in the YTC, bro. 1 or 2 debates is not a mental issue. You know, debate is debate. But when your entire focus is to manipulate information that you hear about boxing and come on here and talk negative about it and just create these motherfucking fictional tales, you got issues, bro. That's your real life. You want to come over here and make multiple videos and you just be fabricating shit. You be mad. You be trying to ruin boxers' lives, man, with your publicity shit. You will make a negative video on these fighters and distort the truth, and YouTube allows that link to be copied, and they send links anonymously or not to these people for them to read. And you feel that, okay, as long as they send my links, that's what I want. Send that link out, baby. That's another view for me. That's another view for me. Send those links to that person I was talking about. Yeah, good shit. I like that. That's what we own right now. We own that type of time. You can copy links and send them to people. Those fighters that you was talking shit about can read and listen to that. They're human too. So they have to listen to your shit and say, damn. So you're not only affecting the YTC, you know what I'm saying, as a degenerate, but you're allowing information to be sent to the target that you were speaking on. And pretty much on a consistent basis, they have to read and wonder to themselves, why does this person hate me so much? I don't even know him or her. I don't know them. Why are they talking like that? They're human. They're reading, cataloging, and then that shit is just sitting in their thought process like, what is this about? It really alters the way boxers would think about the YTC. That's why they only, you get into a point right now where boxers that's on the highest level, they really don't interact with us, because 1 minute you might be cool and then the next you talking shit behind them because they didn't look good in a fight. But no one's going to tell you amongst the videos and fight camps I've been on that I was an ass kisser. Some people take it the wrong way of me staying to myself, you know what I'm saying, and not being all Google-eyed. I'm grown, bro. I'm not going to be Google-eyed, but I do appreciate fighters like Deontay Wilder, Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, Jahad Tucker, Michael Williams Jr. You know what I'm saying? All these amateur tournaments I've been to. The Dion Nicholson. Shout out to the Equalizer cool people, for the interviews. Terrence Crawford, every time I seen him, it would have been nice to have, that type of returning access with him, being that he is one of the greatest fighters, like a lot of names that I mentioned. It's been so many freaking names, man. Being able to then talk to Caleb Plant, on several occasions, meeting his strength and conditioning coach, Larry Wade, sit down, did an interview with me in the cafeteria, wasn't stuck up or anything. Some trainers don't even want to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Calvin Ford. Seeing him and having an interview with him, chopping it up with Calvin Ford in Baltimore and in Atlanta, shit like that. It's just certain things you can freaking be a part of. Teofimo Lopez, one of the best freaking weekends I ever had, bro. When covering the sport, having access. I wasn't in front of the camera. I wasn't up there asking him stupid ass questions. I was taking pictures. I was doing video. And then at that time, I'm back there with Oscar Valdez, bro. Oscar Valdez and Eddie Reynoso. Richard Comey. Come on, bro. They was all in the same locker room. They was all in the same locker room together. This is before Oscar Valdez had won the title. This is when Teofimo Lopez didn't have any titles. Richard Comey was preparing to fight for a title. I mean, moments like that, man, the shit don't stop, man. Seeing having the opportunity to record, and walk out with Teofimo Lopez before he was a champion. Walking out now. Ring walk. Walking out before he was champion. That's shit that I could, it's just certain things that I don't care about on the YouTube shit that people talk about the channel, because I've had the moments that I was able to be a part of, bro. Meeting all RJJ freaking fighters. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Murphy, that a lot of y'all don't know, coming up down there. Fernando Bunch, seeing Chris Eubanks, seeing the sparring. Seeing Brian Norman Jr. down here. Another tough competitor that's been getting his notoriety now from Top Rank. Was signed with somebody else. Now he's out of that. Now people, talking that he's with Top Rank. I mean, you got all these young fighters that I spent moments with before they was on TV. I spent all that time fighters in my backyard. I can give a damn what anybody say. It's never gonna be fucking you do for your people, and then it comes one time that it ain't enough. But you still you pay homage to them. You say, hey, I appreciate that. Seeing Gervonta Davis on several occasions, man. Being there for Robisi, knocking out Abraham Nova, seeing Deontay Wilder, being behind the scenes with Deontay Wilder in fight camp, having Tay set that up at the Barclays when he fought Dominique Brazil. I don't have no problem showing and paying homage to those who have assisted me, man. When I was out there dolo, I wasn't never with a team, but who could say they walked back there with the champ? Who's been in multiple fight camps with the reigning defending WBC heavyweight champ when he was damn actively undefeated? I called Timothy Smith like 20 sometimes, bro. I didn't have no motherfucking team. Man, anyway, they'll never know, bro. They'll never know about this. You know what I'm saying? People always try to damn value your presence or value your importance from this YTC shit. And I will always look at you as being mentally distorted. I don't want to call you retarded because you're not retarded. You know what I'm saying? You're not retarded. But there's some issues that's going on where some of y'all just believe that everything that goes on the YTC is going to have an effect on somebody. Like, yeah, it's really going to affect you getting promoted in life. What is the promotion system now? Let's be honest. Well, somebody explain to me the promotion system of the YTC. Through all this mental delusion, where is the promotional system in the YTC when it comes to these subscribers and viewership? Who's getting promoted? Let me know. And where's it being aired at? Who's getting promoted on this shit, dog? Who? Who is getting promoted on this YTC shit? Please let me know. I want to know who's getting promoted, man. Just let me know who is getting promoted. Who sits up here and listen to grown men say, oh, man, that's why nobody listens to your channel. But what do you do when you cut the motherfucking mic off? You in your everyday life, right? Your life can be happy or your life can be miserable. When you cut the mic off, what are you doing? Are you happy or are you sad? Because a lot of you cats get online every other day and you're mad, dog. You're mentally disturbed. You're mad. You're angry. You're agitated about talking about shit. If you ain't talking about a fighter, you're talking about another content creator that was speaking about a fighter or speaking about you. This shit's never going to change in this asylum. Remember that, people. I'm just being as honest and clear as I possibly can. This shit is never going to change, man. And once again, I must put the disclaimer out there. If you get mad about me doing a live stream and I did not mention your name, or you got mad about something someone put in my chat like Captain Chaos, then you need to speak up on who put that in the chat. And if there's a problem with what they put in the chat about you, then find your means to address it. But I can say that the super chat that he put in here about that particular person is absolutely true facts. Hey, y'all, I gotta keep it a thou out, dog. You know, people mention my name and shit like that. That don't mean I go in on them people all the time. You know, they just want to sit up here and continue to bring up somebody's name and bring up other people's name to get them involved. You know what I'm saying? If someone dropped me a super chat like Chaos and he's speaking about a person, he didn't even put one name in there. He didn't put one name. You know what I'm saying? Warren, what's good? Peace and blessings. What's good with you? That's Ahmad. I'm respecting your grind hustle. This is why I'm a subscriber to your platform. I appreciate everyone who tunes in the WCS, man. Real talk. You know, sometimes you got to get out talking about boxing and talking about something you believe. You know, your belief can be opinionated, but that's your belief. I don't believe people sit up here and have total truth and honesty when they're creating fake information off boxing. It makes the sport look worse than what it is. You're trying to, you got to look at it from a point of view where you're covering closely an unregulated sport, and we expect the information that comes out to be regulated. It's supposed to have a moral compass attached. It's not going to fucking happen. These people don't care. Just like boxing is what it is. It's wide open. They say I can lie on the sport. Yeah, I can lie on the sport. Don't worry about what I'm talking about. If you don't want to freaking hear what I'm talking about, don't listen. You know, that's the mentality of people. Don't listen. You listening. You continue to listen. Seriously. And I'll leave it like this. When you hear people that you know they have mental issues going on, and they are premier members of the Asylum, they love coming here, being a part of the fake news and talking about other people and being stressed the fuck out. If you are the type of individual that has to mention another channel's name that you consider yourself to be, your channel to be much better than, enjoy what you have accomplished, bro. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy what you've been able to accomplish. It's grown ass men to get mad at you because you don't care about what they have going on, what their growth is. I'm happy for your growth. Continue to grow. But when you bleed over to me and talk shit behind my back, people are so quick to tell you, hey, so-and-so, they was over there talking shit about you. They'll let me know. But remember, WCS is always going to take a snapshot of your life. I'm going to take a snapshot of what you got going on in your life. You feel me? I'm going to take a snapshot, and then I'm going to determine on how much energy I'm going to forward into speaking on your name. That's it. That's it. You can talk shit you want and try to think it's easy, and you want to say little smart, snide shit, little sneaky shit, take shots, just because your whole point of focus is get a little ass channel taken down or suspended. Hey man, more power to you. Continue to deal in your mental down, you know, dealing with your mental health issue. That's all. Continue to be stressed out over another man. Continue. I refuse to do the shit. But when I do feel that I should collect a headstone, just because you say my name, I'm not going to take you to the motherfucking cemetery just because you sitting up here saying my name or some dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen, bro. I will take my opportunity whenever that feels like. So I'm not going to entertain everybody to want to be a part of this, this back and forth dramatics just off some simple shit. Make it worth my while, man. You know, say some shit that's new and refreshing in this mental asylum. You know, y'all do better with boxing content, and everything will be just right, man. You know, all that garrulous type activity that you got going on, behavior, it's all good. But man, that's all I got for today. I will be back on here later as always. I appreciate everyone. Big salute to the super chat that Chaos. You know what I'm saying? For all your support of the channel. One love to you, brother. Everybody else who's in the building. If you see some channels in the chat, make sure you check those channels out. Support them. That's all I can say. Support the channel. And know this, WCS is not in competition with none of y'all. But I do sit back and I see how y'all stressing yourselves out. And you're trying to be this conqueror of the YTC. You don't own real estate in this bitch. You don't own stocks. You're like me sitting back. And I say, I thank God for what I have in life. But these dudes are gonna have a nervous breakdown, dog. Y'all shit down. Salute, turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. I'm